this commandment because they're not following maybe a more important commandment. You know, and I think it seems to me like why does a suicide bomber, you know, of whatever religion it might be, go in and bomb something? Well, I think it's clear that he thinks his relationship to God is more important than his relationship to the people he's bombing.
I hear what you're saying. And, yeah, I mean, from my standpoint, I wouldn't agree with that at all.
But yeah, just, does anyone have that?
Moral standings, they first off come from your culture.
Yeah, I'm sorry I should do that of you. That was actually, I was sort of agreeing with you. I guess that was like sort of a question for anyone with faith in the room. Like, how would you answer that? How would you say that the first 5 commandments, and they are the first 5, the ones that have to do with God, I think
3 or 4.
Yeah,
Depending on which one.
but yeah, how would you say, if it comes down to it, would you, well, I'll even make the question a little bit more personal. I mean, if it comes down to it, would you choose to hurt a person before, you know, betraying your faith?
Right now, in the New Testament, God doesn't call us to hurt people, I guess. Love is the main point in the New Testament.
What do you mean by hurt?
What he's saying is punish someone. He's saying,
Well,
do you have,
whatever.
okay,
Whatever
he's saying that based on a moral, a 10 Commandments style morals, do you think that it's okay to hurt someone because they're breaking some serious rules? Like, they're clearly not paying any attention to morals, so should yours apply to them?
Yeah, or is one commandment, is there a commandment that's more important than another commandment? If 2 commandments conflict, what do you do? Which one do you go with?
As a Christian, there is no laws that conflict with each other. But if, as a Christian, in this day in the New Testament, if a person commits a sin against God, it's not against me. I don't have a right to go and to do anything to him. What I can do as a Christian, my duty is to tell him that he's sinning against God and try to help him to get right.
But why all the time Christians have to talk about the First Testament and they don't want to talk about like the Old Testament when they're all together? I mean, if God created us in the Old Testament, why all the time we just talk about the New Testament and we just leave the Old Testament?
Because according...
Well, I was just going to say that the Old Testament's very important. You can learn a lot from it, but all of that was setting the foundation for the New Testament.
Okay, so if God,
the New Testament trumps the Old one.
I'm saying that it completed it. Jesus said that he didn't abolish the law, that he completed the law.
Actually, he didn't.
fulfilled.
He didn't. If God sent His Son Jesus Christ, right, and He died on the cross just to save people, right, and then after the end of the world, God will come and take the people that accept Jesus Christ, and then leave the rest and put them in hell for the rest of their life. Is that right?
Yeah.
Why He created them first?
Excuse me?
Why God created people at the first time? I mean, from the beginning. Why He created somebody, and then at the end He will go and punish him.
And knowing that.
Free will.
Well, yeah. You can get into the free will thing. Like, they were created perfect, they rebelled, knowing what they're doing is wrong, and so it is just
because
punishment.
God is the past and the present and the future, right?
Excuse me.
Right? God is the past, present, and the future.
Yeah, he knows everything.
He knows everything.
Yeah.
If He knows before I was born that I would do something wrong, I think He shouldn't bring me. He shouldn't bring me in the first place.
Well, that's kind of cool. Well, you're just putting the blame on him. Like, it's not my fault you made me.
Yeah.
And that's stuff.
You made me.
That's like saying I'm destined to go to hell.
Yeah.
What?
You created me, you're responsible for me. That's how it is.
But see, what all he's saying is very sad, because he's saying he's blaming God. You see, that's why in the Bible, Jesus Christ died on the cross for your sins. You keep saying, oh, God, blame God for this and blame God for that. Well, Jesus Christ, what He did on the cross, took care of that. He said, okay, you're messed up. I know you're a failure. You're on your way to hell. I'm going to take care of your salvation. I'm going to shed my blood on the cross for you. All you have to do is accept Him, but people don't want to accept Him. They want to make excuses like this fella is saying here.
No, my mom and my dad, they don't even know anything about Christianity. So what's going to happen to them?
Well, there's missionaries all over the world.
No, it's like my mom right now. She doesn't even know anything
One
about
of
Christianity.
the main reasons why I don't think there's a God is because of basically religious confusion. Even Christianity only has 1/3 of the population of the world being their members for only 2,000, or for only like 2,000 years. That's like 90% of the population of the world that has ever existed that must be in hell. Because God wasn't doing his job to try to...
How do you know that it's God's job if you don't even...
It's not really that hard to...
Hold on. You can go ahead.
Okay, I'm a Muslim, and our book is Quran, and it's clearly mentioned in there that Islam is a perfect religion, but all the other religions and all the people who believe in God and who believe in stars and who believe that there will be a hell or heaven will go to the place. I mean, if a person who don't even know about Christianity, and if he has a faith, then he will go into heaven. It's just about the faith.
Islam didn't say that.
I'm talking about Quran.
Yeah, Quran didn't say that. God in Aslamtum.
It's
in Aslamtum. That in Islam, right? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, right? If you say that, you will go to heaven. If you didn't say la ilaha illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Arkan al-Islam is 5, right?
Okay. Are you a Muslim?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But I will.
First para, I don't have the Quran with me, otherwise I should have shared with you.
I have one
Okay.
with me. Yeah.
If you read the first para, the first part of the Quran, it's, I guess, in the ending part of that part, it's clearly mentioned that Jews, Christian, and the people who pray star before Islam, and those people who don't know about it, I mean, it basically meant the people who don't know about God but has a belief on it, or think that there is something that's controlling everything, then those will go to hell or heaven according to their deeds in the earth. It's not about sticking on to one religion, it's about having a belief on it. I mean,
I definitely like that idea.
That's all inclusive of everybody, where every other religion's like, no, it's got to be mine or nothing else.
Except I'd like to say, like, how these people vote to notion. That's always seemed kind of weird to me. You know, like, even in that's very inclusive and very sort of quaint idea. But still, it just seems sort of unjust, unfair to sort of stipulate that this criteria for heaven, this criteria for gaining the afterlife, is that you have to be convinced that there's a God, or you have to believe that there's a God, or you have to believe that there's some force above that. Just seems morally arbitrary.
I don't think that way, because I mean, you have the inner feeling that where am I being from? I mean, you don't know what I am and what you think about it. Like he was just talking about that. I don't know what will happen or what happened. So I mean, you have this feeling inside you that there's something that you don't know, and there's something that you have to believe on, and that's what.
Right, but if you don't have that feeling, heaven's not accessible to you.
I mean,
right? I mean,
yeah,
even if you're moral and
believe-
good and you do all kinds of good works, if you don't have that feeling, you lose out.
I believe
think that's
that.
unfair. Doesn't seem just.
Well, yeah. Well, that's pretty nice that's part of it. I didn't know that.
I'm just telling that there's one thing that I also included that
Here's a thought that I
Quran
had, though.
says that Islam is the best religion, but it also says this thing that those people who we have not conveyed are not going to hell for sure. I mean, if Islam is not spread on to some village or something, then it doesn't mean that those people are going to hell for no reason. That's what my point was.
In fact, if we go into the background of Islam, Islam only came 1400 years before. But if you go, like when the earth was created, Quran clearly says that each and every person who is in this earth was first of all was a Muslim.
Yeah.
He was first of all a Muslim, but he converted his faith. Then you said that nobody, like billions of years before, God didn't send anybody to send a message, but Quran clearly says that he sent messengers. He sent messengers with prophets on earth, and they told them about God. And they showed them the signs of the prophet, or they showed them the signs that we are the prophet or the signs of God. The Quran clearly, if you read Quran, there are like many evidence, like which were mentioned 1400 years before.